So my name's Sean. A lot of you guys are probably watching this video because you've seen the abuse YouTube short that I posted a little while ago. Now, essentially, the whole purpose of me making this video is to hopefully answer some questions that you guys have been having in the comments and to essentially tell my story about what actually happened there. Now, first off, before we actually get into anything, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for all the support within that video, all the support in the comments. It means the world to me. You know, seeing that the short hit 500,000 views, and I can't even know how many likes it's at now. Just all the overwhelming love and support in the comments, it means a lot to me. I was abused for 3 years, and I finally just had the courage to start getting up and actually talking about this and what happened to me and how it affected me, and to actually have people hear me and support me and listen to me really means a lot. So first, I just wanted to thank you guys for that. All the support means more than you guys could know, so thank you so much. So without further ado, this is my story. This is my abuse story. Now, for those of you who watched the YouTube short, you obviously knew what happened there. For those of you who haven't watched the YouTube short, you guys can go and watch it. This is essentially just what it showed. It showed a boiling water burn that I had obtained from my baby mama. Now, one of the #1 questions that I've been getting asked in my comment section is, am I still with her? And the answer is no, hell no, I'm not with her. I have not been with her for close to a year now, and I'm so glad that I finally got away from that. Now, I think one of the second most asked questions that I've been getting in the comment section is whether I pressed charges against her. And the answer to that is no. I never pressed charges against her. There are so many times that I could have, and I just never did. Being that was the mother of my child, and I was a very naive 17-year-old kid that was getting abused at 17. I just wanted to make it work. I just wanted to have a perfect family. I didn't have a perfect family growing up, and I always told myself that when I had kids that, I wasn't going to have a broken family. And, a lot of the times I felt like I was failing myself, and I was failing the promise that I made my younger self back in the day. So I was always just trying to make it work with her. And, obviously, as I know now, and as a lot of people know, you just can't make, abuse work. You're not going to be able to do that. And, I think a lot of people in the comments have been questioning things like, how is my arm healed up so fast? How am I making TikToks, and how am I out about doing all these things with that injury? You got to understand that boiling water incident, that didn't happen recently. Like, this happened a little while ago. Like I said, I was abused for 3 years. I finally just got the courage to finally start getting up and speaking about the abuse that I've endured, because when men get abused, it's a really discouraging thing to speak up, because there's this stereotypical thing that, like, men just can't abuse. Men are the demonizers, men are the woman hitters, and, men don't get abused, men do the abusing. So when a man does get abused and he tries to speak up about it, nobody listens, nobody believes him. It took me like a year of being away from her and being on my own for me to finally have the courage to get up and, start talking about this. And it is, like I said, it's a really discouraging thing. I tried to post that video that's now going viral on my page, on my YouTube or on my TikTok, and it got removed almost instantly. It got 500,000 views and a bunch of likes, and then it got removed. My account now has a warning. It's shadow banned. I can't post anything on my TikTok, and it was all because I tried to tell my story. I guess that's just another reason why I'm so grateful from all the support that I'm getting in that video. It's really nice to be able to finally tell my story. So my baby mama's name is Abigail. I met Abigail back when I was in a youth detention center called NYC. I know. Probably my first red flag, maybe don't go for the woman that's also locked up in a youth detention center. Me and Abigail first started talking through notes passed around the jail system. Eventually, that led to us exchanging our social medias. Now, Abby had already had a son of her own around the time that we started dating. His name's Elliot, and I consider him my own son now. This is how he looks. And a couple months into our relationship, I ended up getting her pregnant with my daughter, Alina. Things were bad from like the very beginning, I'd say. The first month in, she started talking to her ex again. She was reserving guys left and right. And me, a 17-year-old naive kid who, I'm going to be honest, never had a girlfriend before, didn't really know how to handle that, didn't really know what to do. I didn't know what I had the right to not be okay with in a relationship. And she definitely used that to her advantage. She manipulated me all the time, made me feel guilty for things. And ultimately, she would somehow make me feel almost guilty for being upset with something that she did. Essentially, she would blame me for my reactions to her actions. Now, when I look at the abuse that I went through, I can see that it really developed in stages. So, it started off with her just being overly controlling with me, very argumentative. She's right about everything, I'm wrong. That then kind of mutated into her being verbally assaultive towards me, insulting me all the time, demanding me, telling me I'm not good enough, I'll never be good enough, this and that. Not supporting your spouse, but more bringing me down. Of course, my family had something to say about that, and then the abuse ended up mutating into her being very physically assaultive towards me, and also my mother. There was at least 3 confrontations that were physical between her and my mother. One where she actually smashed my mom's face so hard that she drew blood. She then grabbed a photo off the wall, and she started smashing her face into it to look like, my mom attacked her worse than she attacked my mom. That's a video of the broken glass on the ground after this all had happened. Now, the reason these physical confrontations happened between my baby mama and my mom was because my baby mama had a tendency of arguing for a long time. So when she would start something with you, she would keep it going for hours on end. I think the longest argument that we had spanned 10 hours. I had forgotten to flush the toilet when I was urinating in the middle of the night, and she found that was unacceptable, and she started hitting me when I was sleeping and screaming at me, and we ended up yelling at each other and going back and forth for like 10 hours, at which after 10 hours, my mom finally had enough, said something about it, and she told my mom to, quote unquote, shut the fuck up, you dirty old bitch. She then starts swinging at my mom, and they get into a physical confrontation, one of many physical confrontations which would occur in this 3-year relationship. Now, as much as the physical confrontation was horrible and traumatizing and just it left a big impact on not only me but everyone in my family, the verbal assault was no better. Like I said, going at somebody for 10 hours, screaming at them and yelling at them and just making them, belittling them for so long, it brings a mental effect on me. And it's a mental effect that I didn't really notice being away from her. I didn't really realize how much of a mental effect the screaming at me for hours could do to a person. Like I said, for the first year and a half, this was all just verbal. She would just scream and scream and scream.
I hate you! I hate you! I hate you!
How are you?
I hate you! You ruined my life!
How are you just gonna do this to me?
You ruined my life!
Scream and yell at me, and I dealt with it for so long, and it became like the new normal for me. Every day there was an argument, every day I did something wrong, every day it was an issue, every day I'm a piece of shit who should die. And this was like a lot to deal with for a 17-year-old who's just having his first child, you know, is still understanding the world, and then is now having to deal with something that no man or woman should ever have to deal with in their life. Over this 3-year relationship, I developed something called stress-induced seizuring and fainting. She would scream at me so long that I would end up seizuring out or I would faint. My friends can say that she kicked me in the stomach while I was seizuring. Now, this right here is my desk. This is where I record all my videos. As you can see, there's no paint on here. Now, once upon a time, there was black paint on that desk, but in one of her fits of rage, fits of fury, she ended up ripping off the desk, and I was upset about it, and I'll let you guys hear the audio right here.
Did I ask you to go and rip up all my shit? Did I? Wow. Did I ask you to do this? I never asked you to rip my desk.
What she was trying to do here was gather videos of me to make me look like I was the abuser. Now, this is a tactic that she used quite often on me to try to make me look like the bad guy. You know, she would argue with me for a certain amount of time until I finally lost my temper and started reacting to the things that she was doing, and then she would record my reactions to try to make me look like I was the crazy one. So I'd say there's probably a couple clips that she has that when taken out of context would make me look like I'm the crazy one. But for the most part, I knew exactly what she was trying to do when she was recording me, and I have pretty good self-control, so I was able to kind of just keep my calm when she had the cameras on me. I know you guys are probably wondering, where were the kids at this time? You know, what were the kids doing? That's just the saddest thing about this whole entire situation, was that my kids were put through this as well. You know, for me, I love her son. I love my daughter. I treat her son like my own son. And, you know, I can't just take him out of the room, you know, go for a walk. She could call the police and say I'm kidnapping him. There's many times where she would scream at me and yell at me and hit me and attack me in front of Elena, in front of my boy Elliot, and I didn't know what to do. I couldn't do anything. And I know a lot of you people will probably be saying in the comments, you should have called the police. You should have called somebody. You should have said something. And, you know, you're 100% right. I should have said something, because it ended up resulting in my son Elliot and my daughter Elena being taken by Child Family Services. And I'm only 20 years old, and I've been in a 2-year custody battle to try to win my kids back, because you know, my daughter's 3 years old, and I've missed every single one of her birthdays. I've never celebrated a Christmas with her. I've never watched her open a gift, never done an Easter with her. You know, I've never done any of that with my own daughter. My own daughter's 3 years old. And, you know, I'm only 20, but that's, you know, it's a difficult thing to think about. You know, I love my kids more than anything, and all I want is to be with my kids. And due to everything that happened, I don't have my kids now, and I've been trying to fight to get them back. But the truth is, I'm young, and I don't know what to do. I feel like a lot of injustice has been done when it comes to the court case with my kids and stuff. That's for a whole other video, but there was like a 6-month span that I didn't even get to see my kids. They completely cut off contact. It's for another video, but it's been hard. It's been really hard. But I do see them. I get visitation with them. I only get 1 visit a month for 2 hours, but it is visitation with my children. Sorry, it's a little hard to talk about this. before the boiling water incident, me and her had broken up. I finally just was done with it, called it quits. And we were broken up for about 3-4 weeks. When she ended up going homeless, she had nowhere to stay. And I'm a good person, you know, I still loved her, and this is the mother of my child. So I let her stay at my spot, said she can come stay. For the first like week, you know, there wasn't any arguing, and then it just started, the arguing started again. We weren't even together at this point. I was just letting her stay with me, and we were still arguing just like we did when we were together. Now, the night of the incidents, I had 2 of my friends over. One of them was passed on the couch. The other one was just trying to go to sleep at the time. And I was just in the kitchen. I was trying to make noodles. I can't even remember what me and her were arguing about, but she was just like yapping at me about something. I was just trying to make the noodles and ignore her. And I remember she kept bumping, like taking my noodles when I was done cooking them and throwing them on the ground. So I would just get mad, pick them up, and I'd just start trying to cook noodles again. I was trying to ignore her the best I could. And at one point, the conversation drifted to, why did you break up with me? Why don't you want to be with me? Why don't you want to be with me? And I was cooking hard-boiled eggs at the time. And the stove was right here, and the handle to the pot was like this. And she was right here, and I was right here. And she's screaming in my face. She's going, why don't you want to be with me? Why don't you want to be with me? And then I just lost it, and I just yelled, because you're a fucking cunt. And then she smashed her hand down on the pot, and the pot just flew all over, like all the water flew all over my arm. And I remember just being in complete shock. I was just looking at my arm with wide eyes, and I remember my arm was steaming. And I remember just going like, huh? And then I started screaming, obviously in excruciating pain. I remember I ran over to my mom's room, and I busted through the door, and I was just screaming that my arm was burning, my arm was burning. Went to the hospital, they didn't do anything. I ended up just coming home, and I just kind of got like really drunk to try to like numb the pain, and it was really painful for about 3 weeks. I thought I was gonna have like a lot of scarring. She surprised how well it healed up. Around the end of it, I looked like I was shedding like a snake. And it hurt really bad. It was horrible. When the paramedics asked me whether this was self-inflicted, like by accident, or whether someone did this to me, I lied, and I said it was, you know, it was self-inflicted. I accidentally knocked the water on me. And I fast forward a couple months, me and her haven't been talking. You know, I've just been trying to heal and stuff, going to parties with my friends, having fun, meeting new people. Now fast forward to New Year's Eve. I'm at a New Year's Eve party with my bro. We're hanging out, having a good time. My baby mom ends up being there with me. I had a bunch of hickeys on my neck from the girl that I'm actually dating now. And she asked me, she went like, who's marking up your neck, blah, blah, blah. And I just told her, do you really want to argue at a New Year's Eve party, or do you want to just have a good night? She said, let's just have a good night. And at some point in the party, I passed out watching a movie. And when I woke up in the morning, it was like 9 a.m. And I didn't know where my bro was. I was really groggy. And when I walked out into the living room, this is what I seen.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy, yo. That's crazy. Cuddling on this motherfucker, yo. That's crazy as fuck. That's crazy. You have anything to say? You have anything to say? That's crazy. I had nothing to say. Fucking silence as fuck.
The self-control that it took me not to like attempt to do something very harmful to this person who's supposed to be my homie, who's now cuddled up to my baby mama. I'm proud of myself. I didn't do anything to this dude. I held my self-control. I just thought about my kids and how this could affect things for me. And after that, there was nothing else left. Me and her we were over. We were completely done with. I finally had just had enough. I finally reached my end point where I just couldn't do it anymore and couldn't try. I ended up meeting this amazing woman who I'm now dating now. Her name's Emma, and she's been nothing but amazing to me. She's helped me heal in so many other ways. I actually just wrote a song about her recently. There's another short up on my YouTube where I play her that song, and I kind of have a reaction. I have a longer reaction video too. I'm just waiting to post the song, and then I'm going to post that video as well. But yeah, she's been amazing. I love her more than anything in the world. I couldn't thank her enough for being in my life. She's like a really big support for me, and I'm sure that in the future you're going to be seeing her a lot on this channel. Another big push that really just helped me get out of the relationship in a whole was the whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. You know, just seeing that a celebrity, someone as big as, you know, Jack Sparrow, one of my icons as a kid, someone I loved growing up, seeing that they were going through something as similar, it's so similar to me. Like, I was watching the trial, and things he was saying, I was just like, that's Abby, that's my baby mama, what the fuck? Just seeing a celebrity, you know, an A+ celebrity that's going through similar shit, it was just like, damn, you know, it's not only me. And, you know, he's doing something about it. You know, I could do something about it. And then I made the jump. But, you know, even in this new relationship, like, you know, I find those little trauma responses, I guess trauma triggers that I've noticed. One being which, you know, the other day, my girlfriend was asking me to help her with her hair. And I'm not really good with hair, so she wanted me to part her hair. And I knew I was doing it wrong, and I felt myself getting really, really anxious. I think that was like a trigger response because, you know, Abby used to get so angry with me when I did anything wrong. It could be the littlest thing wrong, and she would just flip out at me. So it was almost like I was feeling that trauma anxiety when I felt like I was fucking up her hair and she was gonna get really mad at me, even though I knew she wasn't. It was like just that scared worry, what if she does? That abusive relationship, it taught me a lot of things, especially for a young person. I've only been in 2 serious relationships now, an abusive one and the one that I'm in now. I've never been one to like jump around and date a bunch of people. I also used to be really fat and chubby. Probably is also a reason why I wasn't dating a lot of people. But, you know, like I said, you know, like this taught me a lot of experiences. It taught me what I'm not okay with in a relationship. It taught me what I don't want in a relationship. And most importantly, it taught me that I'm important in a relationship, and it taught me that both parties are important. And I think all in all, the abusive relationship that I had, I think, you know, I try to look at it in a positive note. You know, it taught me things, and I'm going to use that in a beneficial way rather than a negative way, and let it like affect me in a negative way. And you know, it truly made me sad reading some of these comments to see how many other men have been in similar situations to me. It warms me to know that there's other people that relate to me, but I don't want anyone to relate to me like this. You know, I don't want other men to have gone through this. And, you know, it hurt reading comments to see so many other men going through this, and some of the other people's stories that they were telling me in the comments. And, you know, for all the men out there that have been in an abusive relationship and that finished it to this end of this video, you know, I just want to let you know, you're strong and you're important and you're a survivor, and that, like, you know, we're survivors, and that, you know, women do abuse, and that I believe you, and everyone that's watching this video and all these people in these comments, they all believe you, because we're all just like you. We're all like each other in that sense. And, you know, we all just deserve love and happiness, just like everyone else in this world. And, you know, again, I cannot thank you guys enough for how much support you guys have given me just within that little short. You know, the comments really warmed my heart, and they really helped me feel heard. Now, I've noticed my subscribers have kind of gone up a little bit since I posted this short. So I don't know if you guys know what I usually post. I'm a comedian. I make comedy videos. I love making people laugh. You know, public pranks, public interviews. You know, that's my thing. I love doing that. I do have a TikTok account too if you guys want to follow me on there. But I love making comedy videos. That's my thing. And I also love making music. Music is like a thing. Was what I loved doing before I made videos. But, you know, I've been making videos since I was like 9 years old. It's always been a passion of mine. I know I'm going to make it somewhere in this construct. And yeah, this summer I got a lot of big things planned. A lot of funny videos and music that's going to be coming out soon. These are some of the cover arts for some songs that I'm working on right now. Just kind of want to show you the cover art. I made these all myself. I just wanted to let you guys know what I post here and what you guys can look out for this summer. You know, you can look out for some comedy videos and some music and stuff like that. Also, I'd really appreciate it if you guys follow me on my Instagram. I don't have much followers on Instagram, and I'd like to have some followers on the Instagram, so go follow the Insta. You can find all the links to these socials down below in the description. Again, I love you guys so much. I appreciate the support. I hope this video was able to bring light to some of your questions. You know, all I really want from this video is for other people that could possibly relate to me. You know, if this video could help people somehow. It's like 2:14 in the morning here. I'm tired as hell. I still gotta edit all this, so I'm gonna hop off the video now. I really, again, appreciate everybody who finished it to the end of the video. You guys are blessed. I appreciate you guys hearing my story. And if you guys made it to the end of this video and you guys haven't already subscribed to the channel, you guys want to see some comedy videos in the future, you know, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Your boy would appreciate that. And I'm gonna head to bed, so peace.